If you had to choose a company to create a competitive video game, who would you pick? One with a rich gaming history? Definitely. Well, they've created a competitive game before? Sure. We've covered Blizzard already, so who does that leave? Bungie, formidable experts in esports with the creation of Master Chief and the Halo series. Yeah, they might know a thing or two.
Of course, Destiny is not just a recreation of Halo. Players interact with one another in a shared world, a bit like you get in MMOs like World of Warcraft. It also means the weapons, armour and upgrades are all hugely varied as well. Where in Halo there's a selection of just over 20 weapons to choose from, in Destiny there are hundreds of individual weapons, all with multiple strengths and levels. So how does this variety affect a game? Well, for a single-player story, everyone essentially follows a similar path. But for a multiplayer story, it gives you a sense of individuality. Check out my sweet, super rare kicks, you might say to a friend. Sorry, I hadn't noticed because my epic auto rifle was blocking my view, you'd respond. And thus was the foundation of modern social dynamics demonstrated.
But while this surface-level competition is unavoidable, or even inescapable, the actual gameplay competition becomes rather more complex.
Surely more weapons, armour and upgrades creates a more dynamic field of battle, you argue. Certainly, but it also creates a rather unbalanced one. If there's one thing a competitive game requires to excel, it's a sense of balance. All players and teams must be able to approach multiplayer equally. If one gun is simply better than another and players don't all have equal access to the same kit, then it becomes a bit of a mess. But of course, if there's one company that can make it work, it's Bungie. And less than a month ago, they allowed a tournament to take place featuring a 5v5 setup on a new game mode from the Taken King, called Rift. It's a twist on Capture the Flag, and will eventually pit teams of 6 rather than 5 against one another. In its first demonstration at the Red Bull studio, Team Triple Wreck and Team Flamesword went at it to see just what Rift competitive play will look like in Destiny. Despite some immensely close matches, Triple Wreck managed to pull away to clinch a 4-1 victory over their adversaries in a best-of-7 matchup. Now, exactly 1 year after its release, Destiny has yet to enter into true esports. But its competitive modes in the Crucible do bring players back time and time again with the range of weapons and balanced play. So fingers crossed in the future we could see Destiny enter into the esports realm. But we will have to wait for news on that from Bungie, just like the rest of our fellow Guardians.
Do you already fancy yourself as a top-tier Crucible Guardian, or have you never even so much as heard of a Dinklebot? Well, whichever camp you call home, we have some tips and tricks so you stop the falling and start the brawling in the Virgin Media Gaming Hexathlon. We'll see you next time.